to Hermit Woods, where there's a story in every bottle.
Cheers, everybody.
Live. Cheers,
Cheers, everyone. Oh, look, let me lean mine over.
Wait.
Remember?
Now we're live.
Well, what happened? Was there a delay?
There's a delay. Remember, there's 15. It says we're live here. We didn't think about that before. Now we're live.
No, but
There's a
again.
delay.
There's a delay. So we were going
So are all these times when we start talking to everybody, are they coming in on the conversation after we've started?
I watched it. That's the first toast we did. I watched it on
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
it's on my
it's just
phone.
a delay getting there.
It's a delay getting to him, but it's still, as soon as, that's what I thought, because as soon as the music
Who are these really
ends-
cool people?
Oh, I'm sorry. We're supposed to be. Hi, folks. Hey, welcome to our
Matt.
Monday
Hi,
show.
everybody.
Priscilla, Christine.
Yeah. Well, who do we have? Let's
Who do
see.
we have?
Who's on with us now? Matt, of course, says hello and.
See, there's a little bit too much ethanol coming
Cheers
out
to
this one.
everybody from Christine.
Hi, Christine.
And Karen is on.
Hey, Karen.
And Priscilla is on.
All these
Karen's
people.
on.
Priscilla, fantastic.
Fantastic. Great. Our crew is here to discover the difference of tasting wine in different wine glasses. So
You don't think Robert Parker signed in to see?
he hasn't
to
yet.
make a-
I'm watching for him. If he does, I'll let you know that
Asimov?
he's here.
Asimov, you ready?
No, I haven't seen him yet.
No?
But when they sign
Ray
up,
Isles?
I will let you know. Yeah.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering what this brown foamy liquid is next to your
This one?
to your left hand. Yeah,
That's
Is
a
it-
beer.
Oh, sir. Oh.
Oh, you just nailed him.
We have
you just
beer
nailed
as
him.
well.
Really?
Cheers.
I don't have any beer.
That's too bad.
No, your glass is down there hidden from the viewing audience.
Well, that's hidden, but it's also
Listen, I
empty.
tell everybody who comes to Hermit Woods that Hermit Woods doesn't discriminate against any of the alcohols.
Any beer drinkers?
We love all kinds,
do.
in all shapes, sizes, flavors.
You know how
So,
well this derailment's going?
Good.
It's just awesome.
Yeah.
It's going great.
He hasn't
We're
told
not
us.
on it. We're not derailed.
No.
Oh, see,
no, we're
you're
totally
not
on track.
derailed.
We have not
What are you
talked
making all this
about.
crinkly noise for?
Yeah, I know.
We have not talked about.
I'm in Marika's
bells.
chair. I'm feeling at a loss because we don't have Marika here. Marika, as everybody can see, is not here. Not here. She's in Florida, and
Yeah.
I've been left with the task of figuring out how to manage this show, as
You
Marika
used
does.
to always manage it before she was
I
here.
know. She's so much better at it.
She's
than me.
very good at it. She's very good at it.
So now that we've got that out of the way, if there is anybody
Oh,
who
here we
is
go.
here for the first time today, thank you.
Like
for
Robert
one.
Parker.
Yeah, like Robert Parker.
Is
or
Robert Parker
Eric
still alive?
Asimov.
I don't know.
He's,
Maybe.
I think he's still
pretty
alive, but I think he
retired.
sold his company. I don't think he's still active.
I don't know.
But anyway, we
I haven't seen him for a long
we
time.
thank you for joining us. If you like what you see today, please like it, like the broadcast, thumbs up on YouTube, share it with your friends if you think they'll enjoy it. And
You should say it
if
like
you-
Norley at the end of one of her episodes on Itchy Boots.
I can't compete with
Thumbs
Norley.
up. Give me a thumbs up.
I can't
You gotta
compete
get
with
that
Norley.
little.
That's
Come on.
totally
What's this-
unfair.
what are we talking about Itchy
That
Boots
You're
for?
asking me to
Well,
compete
she
with...
does a great job of, at the end of the video. Just
I know, and I don't. I get it. You're pointing that out. So that's
Oh.
okay. That's okay. I get it, because she's got some panache
got
that I
that.
don't have. But anyway, if you're on YouTube, there's a button right there.
I thought I'd really
Please
derail it
subscribe
by mentioning
to
Itchy
our
Boots.
YouTube page, and
But he
if
won't.
there's a little bell on your Facebook page,
Who's Itchy
please hit
Boots?
the bell.
I
If
don't get
you
it.
subscribe to our Facebook or YouTube channel, you may find
you know,
yourself
it's
going live with
itchy.
us at any number of different times and places. We certainly will see you here every Monday at 5:30, or most Mondays. There's been a couple we haven't been able to make, but we were at
Where
the
were
Flying Monkey the other night, and we went live
We were
for a
live
few
there?
minutes.
Was
Some
that
of
on a
you
Monday
maybe
night?
saw
No, that
us.
was Friday night.
That was Friday night, yeah. So
That was a lot of fun.
It was.
We have audience out here that can remember the 80s.
Yeah.
That's the way they started off the concert. Who here remembers the 80s?
Yeah.
You
If you are
probably
watching-
didn't enjoy it enough.
If you are watching,
Yeah. If you do remember.
please let us
If
know
you do
you're
remember.
here. We may be able to see that you're watching, but if you don't make a comment, we don't know who you are. So say hello, and we'll engage you in the conversation during the show. If you have any questions, please ask them, and we will try and answer them during the show. And I think I've covered it all. As much as you've tried very hard to derail.
I know. I even brought in itchy boots. I thought that would just
I'm very
just
relaxed.
put them off. He's really.
I had a beer.
So today's episode is
Yeah,
about
beer.
itchy
You've
boots,
been
is that right?
skiing all day. It's been good.
We go skiing all day today?
We did.
We did go skiing.
I know.
We
My
should've
legs
gone
can
live.
feel it.
We should have gone
Oh,
live.
yeah.
From
It was great.
slopes.
If you're in New Hampshire and you want to ski at Cannon,
Yeah, Cannon's just rocking right now.
it's
Great.
Yeah, it's skiing.
Great.
Lynn's here too. Excellent. Lynn
All
and
right.
Matt. Excellent.
Excellent. So
what
my
are we
glass
doing
doesn't
today?
look like your glass, and your glass doesn't look like Chuck's
Yeah,
glass.
I don't even know what this is.
How about
Where
that?
did
It's
this
all the
glass
same wine, actually.
All the same wine, but some funny looking wine glasses. So let's give a little a background here. First of all, this is a great opportunity for all of you at home and for us here to learn a little bit about how the shape and size of the glass affects the finish of the wine. First and foremost, the aroma, and then ultimately, because aroma is such an important part of our taste, it's going to change, whatever effects there are to the aroma are going to affect the actual finished taste of the wine. And the main reason, other than the task
There's no aroma here.
of educating ourselves about the different types of glasses that we have or use here at Hermit Woods, and we also have a more pressing need. We have
Pun intended?
we have to order some new wine glasses, and the supplier that we were ordering from has almost tripled the price of their glass. So we're going to reconsider that supplier and look for some new supplies a new supplier that can supply our wine glasses. And so before we order new glasses,
much
we want to
ethanol.
make sure that the glasses that
Gets lots of fruit.
that we've got as samples here have the right perception in terms of how our wines are perceived. So
Yeah, that's a great point, because when we were at the trade show, Matt was there down in Lancaster, Pennsylvania a couple weeks ago. There are various vendors there that they have their glassware out. They're selling glass. And so the obvious thing, of course, is the aesthetics. Does it fit with what you think a wine glass should look like? And that's how most people approach it.
we want
And
it to look
that's
nice.
very important. This is an experience, and the experience takes in everything. The sound you're hearing, things you smell, what you see. So the glass needs to look nice, needs to look, beautiful. At the same time, it's about the wine that's in the glass. And the wine that's in that glass is destined for your mouth. And getting to your mouth, it's going to be picked up by your nose,
Oh, so
which
we have
is the key
We have the
thing.
perfect glass for that. Then.
So,
Before you guys go on any more about that, Matt wants to know what wine we're drinking.
Matt, of course, we're drinking Red Scare. So tonight we're going to drink. I really wanted to focus on the quality of the glasses for our, top of the line wines, in my opinion. And so we got Red Scare, Lake House White, and Deep Blue Reserve. So those are the wines that we're going to try tonight. And if Petite Blue is not quite perfect in the glass, that's perfect for Red Scare, I'm okay with that. Because the people who are really dialing in on a wine, I want to have the whole thing happen, and I want to have Red Scare show off the best. I love the aroma of Red Scare. I love the aroma
absolutely.
of Lake House White. So I want those wines to be properly
agree with
treated.
you.
I thought Matt might agree with that.
Matt had an interesting question. He wants to know what the minimum order is for wine glasses for club members. We need to
that's
order
interesting.
glasses in the pallet size,
Yes.
Matt. So in order to buy glasses at wholesale rate, you need to buy a lot of them.
Right.
So we're going to be looking to buy hundreds of glasses.
That's what we do.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting, right? These glasses. We have one other one which should have some Red Scare in it. We have four glasses.
Four different
not
styles.
This withstanding.
One's our
To
original
compare.
glass.
No, I don't. I didn't even pour wine in that. You want me to pour wine in that?
You should try the original.
But we're not going to be using the original anymore.
No, but you want to see what's changing. Because everybody's been drinking the Red Scare out of our original glass for years.
Yeah, but going forward...
So to compare, are we gaining something or losing something?
I don't mind drinking 5 glasses of wine.
Well, I didn't think you would.
I'm totally fine
You
with
want
that.
to know whether we're gaining or losing. Are we making a good decision that's moving us forward, or
So just so you know, don't finish a glass.
Okay.
Because that's all the Red Scare we have in the building.
What? We're out of Red Scare? Did Matt buy it all?
He might have. I know he wants a barrel of it. Okay, so
We have a great question. Karen mentioned that her husband went to a beer tasting and was told
this
that
is a
there's-
really good glass for our wine. Sorry to interrupt.
Her husband told her that if there's etching on the glass, that it can change the taste of the beer. So can you talk a little bit about
that's-
that? Because there is something to that.
There
But I
is.
think there's a little bit of
Yeah.
something's a little off here.
Well, it's fascinating. This started, I don't know, years ago. People started etching the inside
Right.
of beer glasses at the bottom. And they did that as nucleation sites for carbon dioxide gas. So when you poured your beer in there and it sat on the table, you had this little train of bubbles coming off the bottom of the glass. Like, ooh, look at that. It's
So it-
brilliant aesthetics.
So it looked better.
It
Did
looked
it change
better.
the taste much?
Well, you are essentially degassing the
So
beer,
you're releasing the aromas,
which is
more rapidly.
ideal
Yeah.
because you are releasing some of them, but it's a small train of bubbles that are coming up typically. I have a couple of them at home.
But if you increase the release of bubbles through this,
Then you get this,
you get more aroma,
you get the aroma,
which would change the taste.
which will change taste for the better
Yeah.
typically.
So
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And that's why I find it interesting too. You can maybe talk about this. We switched gears a little bit, but this is a good point from our.
It's a great
customers.
point, yeah.
So a lot of times breweries will rinse their glass before they put beer in it.
Right.
Why are they doing that?
And that's when you wet the surface with water, you again you create a film, microscopic film on the inside of the glass, then you reduce the amount of nucleation sites for the foam. And when you're pouring and serving beer, you don't want to fill a glass with foam. Unless you're in a small place in Germany. Have I ever told you that story?
You have told the story,
I have
yes.
told that story. Where you may wait quite a while for the foam to turn into the liquid, put a little more in there, wait for that foam to turn into liquid. But in America, we want our Bud Light right away. So you want to douse that pint glass with some water, take it up to the tap, shoot it full, and have a little bit of foam at the top. Here you go. Done.
So I also understand with beer glasses, and this is important. I know we switched to beer, but this is also relevant to sparkling wines. There's the same kinds of effects.
Very relevant.
Happen
Right.
With bubbles. But if a glass has imperfections on it, scratches, dirt, those all become nucleation points for releasing carbonation.
That's why you want a clean glass.
Yeah, that's why you want a
Whenever
clean
you're
glass, yeah.
drinking your wine, you want a clean glass for sure. Well,
Matt had a good question. What if the outcome of today's experiment has us enjoying the wine out of the old glass better than all of the new ones?
well, I can tell you right now, Matt, the best aroma of these glasses is our current glass, in my opinion.
Wow.
It's great. We're just going right down the line right here. What did you think? What did you like?
I honestly think they all make the wine smell like wine, exactly like wine, and it all smells almost exactly the same to me as a matter of what it smells like. So I think they're all true to the product that's in the glass. I think there's some slight nuances. I would agree. I like the original glass and the presentation and how it is, but if I can't figure out what these wines taste like in any one of these glasses, the problem isn't the glass, the problem is me. They're all
Well, we've known the problem's you for a while, Chuck.
You opened that door, Chuck.
He just is
Walked right into it.
over. It's
They-
like
they-
a suicide door.
As far as I'm concerned, they all seem to be successfully holding wine contained within a space that's visibly nice to look at. You get to see the color, the shape of the glass is all interesting and intricate
That
and
one's
beautiful. they're all fantastic
So
vessels.
what you're
for-
saying
for-
is we should just buy the cheapest glass because they all work.
yeah.
Well, he's
no.
into the liquid delivery sort of function, I think.
We
That's
don't.
what
We
he's
don't
talking
really.
about.
Well, we don't really have the cheapest glass here.
Should we go get
compared.
one? We have one over there. We could try
But
one of the old
my
glasses.
argument would be the same: is that it's a vessel in which to contain wine, which you can then consume wine and smell it and enjoy it. I think that I could tell whether a wine was a good wine or a bad wine, whether it was in our $1 glass or in a $15 glass. But I think these are much prettier vessels. I love looking at them. The shapes, all of the shapes are fantastic. As a matter of what Ken's going through now, he's picking on microns of ethanol, of aromatics, and after a while, after I go through these a few times, I'm not going to be able to tell the difference because my olfactory system is just going to burn out on the subtleties of all the different flavors. So at some level, I'm saying it's just a personal preference as to which one you like better at the end of the day. They're all pretty glasses. They're all crystal-like or crystalline.
Well, I feel the same way. I mean, ultimately, at the end of the day, it should be Ken's decision as to which wine his wine
No,
is
not at
poured
all.
into. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
You craft the whole aesthetic of this building.
No, I'm
I
going to make
craft the
decisions
liquid.
about if
Yeah.
you pick an ugly glass, you say is the best glass. for
Well, we
your
didn't try
wine.
this glass yet, Bob.
I will be prompt to veto that decision, and we'll start looking for another glass because
These are glasses that you selected from the vendor that were okay for you. You had looked at all these and thought, okay, these were all going to work from an aesthetic standpoint.
actually that's not entirely true. There
They-
were two
they-
of them that I thought
You didn't
might
choose that
work.
one?
No, and I didn't. She put in a whole bunch that she thought might make sense for us.
Okay.
The vendor did, but quite honestly, I didn't feel like this vendor hit the mark with any of them.
Yeah.
I felt like they were all.
I have to
slightly-
say, I still like
the one we had.
the one we have.
I do too.
I agree. This of my just recent sampling, this is the one that I get the least nose out
Yeah,
of. Out all of them.
that's,
It's a standard tulip shape glass.
it just doesn't, and it doesn't work with this particular wine. It might work with Lake House White.
It may be better with,
It may
with a
work
white
with Lake
wine
House
or
White.
something,
We don't know.
something else. But this really stands out well.
The other,
and the rest of them are all still excellent. So
I, with this particular wine, I like that the best. I like this one, although personally the aesthetics are a little hard to get used to because it's
So tall.
strangely tall
Yeah.
to me.
it is a little strangely tall.
And then both of these are really nice for
Yeah.
Red Scare.
Yeah.
This one I didn't care for. So I think these three are definitely in the running as replacements for our
But
glass.
we're considering just having one glass for white wine and red wine. So
Which is fine.
We need to pick out
That's
the
what we
glass.
do now.
Which is what we do anyway. I mean,
Didn't we have one that was a little bigger, a little bigger, a little
We
smaller?
did.
We used to, but as we've been replacing them,
As
made
we
the
kept
decision
snapping
early
them.
on that we're not going to keep
We're
supporting
not keep the smaller ones.
dual glass.
So we went with the bigger ones,
No, we're going with the smaller,
Medium
which
one.
are medium size.
which are medium, and they're
glasses.
what, 550?
450, I think.
450 milliliters. And this is a 450 here.
I believe that's 450.
Yeah.
And that serves us well for both our.
Well,
white
it's for simplicity's sake, it makes a lot of sense just to have
A
one
general
glass.
comment too for a lot of people, you go to a restaurant, you go to a place that's paying attention to the wine that they serve, they're often coming out with these, which seem like very large glasses and a very small amount of wine in it. And when you first see that, a lot of people go, wow, that seems weird.
Yeah.
You've got this big glass for this little bit of liquid, but it's actually very functional.
That's what you want.
Because it's exposing that wine to all of this air and capturing it in that bowl, and then you put your nose in there. It's like sticking your face in a flower. You get all of that aroma.
And
But a lot of people may not understand that.
you want to know
Part
how
of
to
it.
understand this very quickly? Fill
Stick
a
your
large,
face in-
well, no, fill a large glass up with wine to a point where you go, yeah, now that's a glass of wine, and then try swirling it.
Well, that's a whole nother problem.
It's a major problem.
It's a
If
major
your
problem.
glass is full,
You ain't
more
swirling.
than a third, you're going to have a hard time swirling, and you may end up with
Right.
wine in your lap.
Right. Well, I may do that anyway, but.
Gary's joined us. Hi, Gary.
Hey,
Thanks
Gary.
for joining us.
Cheers, Gary. Yeah.
Is everybody voting, by the way? Just
Yeah,
just
which
throwing
glasses,
that
which
query
glasses,
out
do,
there.
which
Oh,
glasses
that's
do
a good
people like
question.
better?
Well, Lynn has already voted against the tall, slender glass.
Oh, really?
If we're talking about that kind of vote.
well, this is a democratic process here. This is nice.
But
All right.
I think Lynn's correct. I think that glass is a little pretentious. It's not. It's not right.
I think to be fair, we would have to try these with the white wine as well.
We will be.
Because it's going to be, maybe this one isn't as good and that one's better. And in the end, it's the aesthetic that we like. But we can't get these
I guess
anymore.
I need a container
So-
to put this Red Scare in when we switch to the white.
Well, we just drink it.
Well, we could, Chuck, but we need to carry on the conversation here.
Which wine glass worked better than the other? While Ken is going over to get the container, I will take a moment because Ken did bring the subject up. This is the annual Best of the Lakes Region voting period, and I think all of you out there are very familiar. I'm sure you've seen my daily posts, and we know that many of you, if not all of you, have been voting away, and we really appreciate it. This is the time where you get to vote on any device, laptop, phone.
That's an important
iPad.
point. I vote on 3 different devices.
I vote on 3 different devices.
Yeah.
Actually, you know
Yeah.
what I found today? This was amazing. I can vote on my phone off my web page, and then I can go to my Instagram account on my phone and vote again. And I don't know why the voting system recognizes the Instagram vote differently than the...
We can vote on Instagram?
Yeah. Because the profile of my Instagram, our Instagram page is the link to vote. So if you just go to Instagram...
Oh, so then I could do it 4 times.
Maybe. You're not supposed to be able to use the same device twice, but I've done it before. I don't know what the deal is. But anyway,
You're not encouraging
You're
it.
not
That
going to say
sounds
we're
like
going to get
cheating to me.
disqualified because of what's happening right now.
I'm
that
just
you're
doing what they're
broadcasting
allowing me
live.
to do. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm going to vote.
Seems
Wherever
like,
it'll
seems
let
like
me
it's
vote.
legal.
So vote every day and vote often.
It really does help us. We've
And if you see one of those internet cafes, just walk in and vote on every single
On every-
device that's there.
yeah. I asked
Any of you
Marika.
work at schools, and they got 45 computers set up at a school, and just go in and vote.
So we just switched our.
Is that how you do it?
And then all of a sudden, an elementary school is voting for a winery. That might throw up some weird
could be
red
some
flags.
fires.
We just
Yeah.
switched our
Be
POS,
careful.
so we have 6 iPads. So I said to Marika, why don't we plug them all in, and every day we
yeah,
come in,
good
we'll just vote on all 6 iPads. I don't know if that would work.
It sounds like this has become a competition.
It's
as a
with
matter of,
him. He's always competitive. Both of you are competitive.
Chuck, it is a competition.
Okay.
It is absolutely
All right.
a competition.
I get
Who
it.
can get the most votes? That's what it's about. And that's why they want you to vote every day.
So,
So we're back to the wine glasses.
so
What did we decide?
bringing us
from
back.
Red Scare?
These 3 are here.
Thank you,
All right.
Gary. He's voting every day.
Awesome.
And everybody else.
Excellent. Thank
Yes,
you.
Christine's voting. Karen's voting. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
We nailed a bunch of
is Matt-
categories last year because of so many
I
great
know.
dedicated people.
We won. I think we were
it's
one of
awesome.
the highest
Yeah.
number of winning votes
Yeah.
or winning categories of all the businesses in the Lakes region. And this year we have 3 more nominations than we did last year.
There's a big list there.
Yeah. So
They have a lot of categories.
let's see what happens.
So, any final comments on these glasses for you, Chuck? I know you were just, you're
Yeah.
going to love drinking Red Scare out
Yeah,
of a Boda
no,
bag or
no.
out of a straw, whatever.
well, I have to say, just as a matter of personal preference, I like our original glass. It really
It
is.
took quite a while to find that original
Yeah.
glass.
No, I
you
like
know?
the shape. I
The
like everything that it
Glass
does.
purveyor showed up and spent 3 hours with us
Yeah.
trying our wine in, I don't know, 6 or 8 different types of glasses.
Yep.
Yeah.
Learning
To find that one.
to find that glass.
Yeah,
So-
and I like it a lot. And unfortunately, it's a supply and demand problem right now. Can't get them at a reasonable price. So
Right.
there it is.
The biggest challenge for us is as a restaurant now, our breakage rate is really high. When we had the less expensive glasses, which we still use for our flights, the breakage rate was much, much lower.
Oh,
They're
really?
Thicker glasses, shorter stems, thicker stems.
Well, they're much stronger.
much stronger glass. So
Which is ironic because a lot of crystal glasses have superior strength over non-crystal glass. But these just don't seem to be.
my guess is they're not true crystal.
Well, that crystalline stuff.
No, that's these.
Oh,
that was
this
one of the
one's
vendors.
crystalline.
One of
Yeah.
the vendors
This is
was
crystalline,
talking
yeah.
about that. Are you going to help me here, or do I have to do it all?
I think you have to
You
do
have to
it all.
do a little swirl.
We're cleaning
And
the
then
glass.
drink
so
it.
whenever if you don't do this at home, this is a great way to, if you're tasting your wine, put a small splash in the bottom of the glass, swirl it around, and just drink it. Don't worry about what it tastes like, and then start with a fresh taste. That way, the glass is cleaned out, and you get a fresh taste of the new wine.
So we're switching to what here, Ken? Lake House White?
Because white. That's not a bad blend, actually.
Really? This might be a new rosé.
It's actually a rosé-colored Lake House White
It is a rosé colored Lake House White. It's kind of nice, though.
with a little
fruitiness in there.
meteor character to it.
Yeah.
Priscilla, you're not alone. I think every single one of us here at this winery is quite practiced at breaking glasses. I think we must have at least one a day in the summer when it's busy. We must have at least one broken glass a day. It's so hard. I hear the noise in the background. There it is again.
Yeah.
Another one down.
So does anybody have any predetermined notion about what the outcome of this test will be relative to glass bowl shape? And
Well,
there's a lot of marketing that's gone into
humans. We're just so biased.
Chardonnay glass versus
creatures.
a red wine glass versus a champagne glass.
I know which one I'm going to like the best.
That's what I'm asking. Which one?
Right here.
Really? Wow.
I did this
predetermined.
before a couple years ago.
Really? And you compared it to this bigger
I did not
bowl
actually.
And this
I did
this
not. So I
nice
don't really
shape.
know, but I suspect that this will be it.
Matt says he's going to be retiring his bellied tulips. They require too much head tip. I don't quite understand the language.
What's he talking about? Is he talking about
He's fast becoming more of a wine pro than me. He's got much better language than I do. He's got
Is he
the
talking about this one with the
bellied
crazy-
tulips requiring too much head tip.
Belly tulips.
Yeah,
Oh, the ones that flare out at the bottom, that come up
maybe.
like a Belgian ale is served.
He
in
doesn't
a-
like them. He's
Whoa.
retiring them.
See, that has a great nose. Wow. That's
I'm
just
sure he'll explain now that we brought it up. Right, Matt?
whoa.
This doesn't do it.
Maybe head tip.
That's pretty good.
Where your position of your head is.
Oh yeah, that really concentrates it
Yeah,
nicely,
that's-
right?
Yeah, that one is quite good. Well, this is good.
No, not so much. On that.
No?
Nope.
It's short and stout, that one.
I know. Better for the reds. That's just it. You know, we're looking for
So the balance
a
between the
unified
two.
glass, a glass that does it great for all of our wines.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
there's
that
always
sounds like
going
a
to be
nice
some
deal.
compromises.
That's nice.
That has a nice swirl feel. The
That's
weight
that's
of
the
upper
that's the winner
glass.
for me with the Lake House wine. Strangely,
Ooh.
I sort of thought the bigger bowl one would do it because of the white wine thing.
Well, white wines are, it's usually the red wine that wants the bigger bowl.
Oh, this
The
is
white wine's
such
one.
nice.
Such a
if I
nice
do
wine.
say so
Yeah, no,
myself.
that's really
That's
drinking.
really,
well. Yeah.
Really yummy.
So let me try that one side by side with this monster here. Look at the viscosity. No, I want to try that one actually, just side by side directly.
The original.
Yeah, the original.
Again, your nose will blank out here. If you go, too many glasses, too many times in a row, you need to take a break. Smell your sleeve as a way to neutralize your nose, and then you can come fresh back into the glass.
Why
works,
is it that
works
this
really
one
well.
always falls short for me in everything?
It's just,
But that's a standard wine glass.
it is,
shape.
but it's really not very good.
Yeah, that's really surprising.
That doesn't
I didn't
work for
think
the
it would
wine
make
either.
that much of a difference. But
That one's not too bad to me, but I like these the best.
I think that one actually works better. Side by side, taste and smell. It's subtle. It's really subtle. It's not. I don't think anybody's going to.
Well, again, people who come in here, they're just
not
going to
gonna
be
notice.
served a glass,
Yeah.
right?
Karen suggests that coffee beans between selections makes a great way.
I've heard about that.
Change your
Yep.
taste.
Yep. It's sort of a nose cleanser,
Now,
like a palate cleanser.
and Matt has clarified.
Has he clarified?
I'm not any more clear. He said, spelled like ding dong.
Ding dongs. Well, that clarifies it. Maybe Matt was sampling before the video started.
Maybe. He likes Petite Blue and a flute, which surprises me too.
Really?
Yeah. Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried it.
I like Red Scare in a Bota bag.
Yeah, that's true.
That was awesome.
I like Petite Blue in a can.
He said so far the old so the lipped glass he's referring to is our old glass had a little thicker
Oh, yeah.
rim
Yeah.
on it, whereas these have a very fine rim.
Well, these are much more delicate.
Yeah, which is why we break so many of them.
Yeah.
Well, the other glasses were heavier. They're much more restaurant appropriate. But this is a winery, and we're trying to present. I mean, the aesthetics of these glasses, to me, are far superior to what we had in the past. If you hold this up to what we had before, I mean, this is a much
it's night and
nicer
day.
looking.
Yeah.
Night
It's
and
night and
day.
day.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, what do you think, Chuck,
I'm
for the Lake House White?
the all-arounder is the big tall.
The tall one.
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference, Ken, when you
I did.
side by side?
Yeah. I don't. They're very similar to me.
It's all very similar.
And I like this one as well.
Yep.
That's got the rounder bowl to it, but it comes to a smaller top.
That one's actually very
So-
similar to our glass.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is quite similar. Try those side by side.
Yeah, I mean, this just doesn't have the sharper shoulder,
Right.
but
Right.
the dimensions otherwise are similar.
Yeah. It is fascinating how the glass changes the concept. And, you know, wine has quite a bit of ethanol in it, 12%, 13, 14%.
So I got more ethanol on this one.
On our glass?
Yeah,
Interesting.
it was interesting. It was.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Well, that's because the other one's more open. So red wines are typically higher ethanol than white wines. And so red wine glasses historically have been a little bit more open. And that openness is to let the ethanol escape. Whereas white wines have lower ethanol, and they also have often more delicate characteristics from the cooler fermentation, the nature of the grapes. So they tend to get away with a closed-in thing to sort of enhance that.
Yep.
And
Makes
our
sense.
wines are somewhat like classic red and white wines, but the ABV varies between them, not necessarily following red and white boundaries, fitting more with the character of the wine. So it's a little bit challenging. This, I do like this because it lets some of that ethanol escape. That's the problem I had with that glass, with the one with the divot.
So let's talk about that now. Matt
So
will
that,
appreciate
this glass, which was showcased at the Eastern Winery Exposition for the first time, I understand, from these people. They have a patent on it, and they created it. And it's for all those people that want to dribble on themselves. So they create a
dribble
glass
glass?
with a divot, and you go to drink, and it pours down the
So
front
it's
of
like
your
a joke
shirt.
glass.
It's a joke glass.
Let me
No.
show it to the camera so
Okay.
everybody can see what this is about.
It's
Or-
not. It's not that way.
It's not.
So
No.
this, as you can see, has a divot in it. And if you were to drink it this way, you would be making a mess all over the front of yourself. But if you were to drink it this way, it allows your nose to fit into the glass better. So that was the.
Well, what's
actually-
what's
you can
interesting
smell
about the
tea.
glass, when we were there and they had a Pinot and a Cabernet or something, big reds to try, and you seal your face into this glass.
Right.
So all of the aroma goes up into
It's a good
your
look for you, too.
nose. Do you like it?
Yeah,
How's
I
the
think-
sound?
It's
pretty
good. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I think
so
this is a new
all
thing.
of this was going on
You
while
get a
we're
strap,
sampling
you
it.
could
Let's
just
just
put that
strap it
right
on.
on his head.
You could
It
just
sounds
wear it
better,
like
too.
a beak.
When he's
and
just
just
going
be
on and
talking
on,
like
we
this.
we don't have to worry so much.
So look how much moisture is in an exhalation.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Anyway, this will give you all of the intensity of the aroma of the wine. So at first shot, you go, wow, I can really smell that wine. At the same time, you're getting all of the ethanol shoved up
Right
your
into
nose,
mouth. Yeah, in your nose.
which is a problem. It's like whiskey glasses that are flared to let that ethanol escape so that you can get at the nuance of the flavors underneath. If you get too much ethanol up your nose, you deaden all of your ability to smell.
Yep.
And it goes away. So in the end, when you first see this, try this, it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. And wow, the aromas really come out. But I don't think it would be good from a wine drinking appreciation standpoint in the end.
Just to be clear, the people that were marketing this really were suggesting that this is a tool that the winemaker would use. What was odd is
but that doesn't make it. That doesn't make
weddings.
I know.
Which is
that is strange, yeah.
contradictory to the idea that winemakers should use this as a way to.
I don't think it makes sense from a winemaker standpoint because, again, as I said, you get all that ethanol. You may be able to smell all the nuance the first smell that you get, but then you're done. Then your nose is shot.
Yeah.
and
Karen
you gotta
says
wait.
it's just weird.
Yeah, I
And
agree.
it
Yeah.
is a little bit strange. It's cool. I mean, they may make a run of it in business, but what was that movie where they came out with this idea where you could have you could get rid of the edges of your eyeglasses if you just had this
The
little
Jerk?
thing? That was The Jerk. And then, everybody bought these things. It was a great marketing gizmo.
Yeah.
And then everybody started going cross-eyed, right?
Yeah, that was a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, lost everything. Sad.
Where
It
do
was-
these go?
I don't know.
Right?
Well,
Where does this
Priscilla's
go?
right with us. She says she has her. Don't.
She's going to come up with a good pun.
Don't spill the divot on your belly, ding dong, with that glass.
Wow,
She's good at. I don't know how she comes up with all this stuff,
that's
but
pretty good.
I don't know.
okay.
So what's the conclusion here? So I'll give you my conclusion.
give me your.
My conclusion
Yeah.
is that for what we're looking for, a little bit bigger glass than the one that we already have looks, feels, was good with red wine, was good with white wine. It wasn't maybe as sharp as the tall, strange-looking one for the white wine, but all around between the two was a good.
So this is kind of converging a little bit on this glass.
So I'm going to throw a monkey wrench in the whole thing.
Okay.
I'm thinking, based on what we've learned today and based on the look of these glasses side by side as compared with ours, that I think our research is not done yet.
We're gonna have to do this again.
glasses.
So you're not satisfied with these?
As you've pointed out a couple times tonight, all of these glasses are not a step forward for us.
They're not a step
If
forward.
anything, they're a lateral move.
Agreed.
Or possibly they're taking us down a notch. And I don't think that's our goal here. We're trying to.
No, of course
That's why
not.
we're trying to become
Never
voted
wanna
for
do that.
as the best of the best, because that is what we do. We try and strive to be the best we can be.
This does
So
swirl nicely.
I know that is.
It is a good glass.
It is a good.
It's the extra weight.
It's the weight,
Balanced,
but it's
better.
balanced. Where your fingers hit here, you've got this weight and this weight up top.
Exactly.
And so you've got this swirling baton that's really.
I don't know what it is that I don't like about it, but I do like the way it.
The fact that it's really weirdly tall?
Yeah.
That might be
Yeah.
it.
No, I know, but why does that bother me? I mean, I don't know.
Because we all have paradigms. We all have.
Well, actually, you know,
reference.
this is interesting because remember, like the Greeks have decided, 2,000 years ago, the dimensions that a window should be to be most pleasing.
And we still
and
use
it
those.
has. We've lived by those
Of course.
dimensions for years.
yeah.
So I think that's the issue here is that this dimension is.
Right, it's like
is
Fibonacci. You got
odd.
you've got to fit.
It's weird.
Yeah.
If they just cut that off like an inch
Yep,
off
right
the
there.
top, that'd be a
It looked
nice
just like the
glass.
one we have. No.
Well, no, it's got a sharper
It's
tool.
sharper, yeah.
And a straight edge. The one we
And
have
straight.
has a
Oh, it's
curve.
curves.
Continues all the way up. I like the straight edge. And I like, I've seen some nice glasses.
There's some
are
that belly out.
Much more.
There's some that belly
sharp.
out
Yeah.
more at the bottom and then go straight up.
Yeah.
And those are very aesthetically pleasing, very unique, eye-catching.
Yeah.
And that's part of the whole aesthetic, right? You want something that's new and different and pleasing that stands out.
Yeah.
But you know, when you consider we're serving people out on the patio, wine glasses are going many miles a day.
The wind's going to blow that
The
over.
wind's going to blow exactly. So we
So
need to be
that,
careful.
you know, that would be a better glass to have out on the patio.
Well, we
sure.
might have to do a windy day episode to see.
Can I finish this? You guys done with
To
that?
see that, to see what actually happens on a windy day, but we definitely have a problem out there when we get that northwest wind coming down Main Street.
That's not bad, but I agree, Bob. And we have to go to another one just because the price is going outrageous and the supply side is unreliable.
Unpredictable, yeah. And I mean, potentially what we're finding is, first of all, I mean, the difference in price, and this is buying them wholesale in pallet size.
I know.
The difference in price of all the glasses in front of you are a little over $2.50 less than what that one costs. That glass is approaching $8
Yeah.
a glass, and that's the wholesale price at pallet price, the pallet size. So, you know,
a
the
lot.
cost of breakage is, you know, if
Yeah,
we break
it's huge.
2 or 3 a day, that's, you know, $14, $21
Yeah, we'll go out of
a
business. We
day
don't want that.
We're spending on glass breakage.
Yeah.
We got to be careful. That's because it adds up fast. You know, you say that so much per day, and then you extend that over a month.
And then over a
We're
year.
talking hundreds and thousands eventually dollars. So,
Yeah, it'd be
so
thousands
that
of dollars.
$2 or $3 that we can save in getting the right glass for the right price would be helpful. It's interesting because that glass cost us under $4 3 years ago,
Originally, right.
and now it's costing almost $8.
Yeah, it's
So-
double.
It's more than double. It's a big deal. So this is a great exercise, but it is. I think we're going to continue to have to look. Now it was interesting because 4 years ago when we first discovered that glass, I think there were 6 or 8 glass vendors selling glasses at the show,
Right.
and there were only that I saw
Or like 3, right? Or
3. I think there were
Yeah.
3 vendors selling
there
glassware.
were, I think a part of it is just
There were
supply
4,
side,
but
probably
2 of them were
supply.
selling Riedels. They were the
Yep.
same glass. They
Right.
weren't selling anything new. So, but there were only, and there actually were only 2 companies that focused on. No, there were 3. Shendo, they had some nice glasses too, but they specialized in Riedel, and Riedel, you know,
Right,
run
they're
10,
Riedel.
$12 a glass. It's
Right.
really expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Wholesale.
Yeah.
They're $20, $24 for a retail glass of a Riedel glass. That's a lot of money. Now, it is interesting because these are not, I don't believe any of these are crystal, and I don't actually believe that ours are crystal, the original one that we got.
I thought they said they were crystal.
I don't
But-
think so. And,
Well, that's what's surprising about the breakage because crystal's
Crystal doesn't
really
break.
damn strong.
yeah, because it's
I'm
got lead in it.
surprised. I have some real crystal glasses,
Yeah.
and I've dropped those things over, and they just bounce. They don't break.
Right.
They're really strong.
That's why I don't think that any of these are crystal, and that's what you're paying for. So the question is if we're going to invest in a $10 glass and we get a crystal glass, will our breakage go down, and will that actually make up the difference for the $3? I
So
don't know.
maybe the Riedel makes sense.
It's hard to know. It's hard to imagine that, but-
There's a lot of pushback against leaded glass, though, because of lead in glass. This one here was.
But you don't get it out of the glass.
It doesn't
It's
come out of the glass. That's
But that's the fear that
that's a
people
conspiracy
have
theory.
about
It's-
crystal
there's
is
good
that-
data on it.
is that the leaches into your
Right,
wine,
that's
and
not
then
true.
you get lead poisoning, and then all of a sudden you can't hear anymore, and
No, it's just not true. I've used leaded glass throughout my whole life. My
You start
baby
being like
bottle
a Mad
was
Hatter.
leaded
Actually, you might
leaded
have
glass.
that might be the problem.
I get the point because my brain is not deranged from lead. That's my
I've
point
heard
to
of a
his
Mad
point.
Hatter, right? You could be the mad.
Oh, you can carry on.
scientist.
Let's drink some Deep Blue Reserve. All right, let's move this
So
forward.
I'd be interested to know, anybody in the audience, what you, I assume you guys have been trying your wines with different glasses at home, and Matt has been very clear about which ones are working and
So this
not
is a
working.
show where we say,
Does-
try this at home.
Does anybody else? Yeah. Does anybody else have any knowledge they want to share
You know,
about
I don't
what
have enough of that
glasses
wine.
worked or didn't work in their experimentation at home? I'd be interested to know. And Matt asks, what if we use less etching on our old glass? You know, quite frankly, Matt, you know that old glass is certainly it's a workhorse, and so we still use it in our flights, and we go through. When we do flights, that's every person gets 3 glasses, so it's very high volume. So we need a very economical glass for that. The breakage rate on that is even higher because there's such a huge volume of glass coming and going. But honestly, the feel. I mean, I don't know if any of you out there have experienced this. It certainly feels this way to me. If you put your wine in a really, really nice crystal glass, the experience of drinking it, forgetting about the aroma, forgetting about the smell, but the experience of drinking the wine out of a very delicate, classy vessel is special.
It is.
And it's the same thing. I mean, we talk about, who you drink your wine with changes how it tastes. The music you're listening to, the weather, the temperature, the season, all of these things have a variable. And I think that the actual look and feel of the glass is one of those variables. You feel special having your wine out of a delicate glass. And I want our guests to feel special.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think there's a purpose to a utilitarian glass, and then there's a purpose to fine glassware.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a different thing.
And honestly, Geraldine and I at home use our old glasses every night. Because we break glasses at home pretty high rate too, and we can't afford to use the delicate crystal glasses every time we have wine, else we wouldn't have any more.
Well, yeah, and then you start, if you have a different glassware and then you have a special occasion, you bring out the special glassware, then that adds to the special occasion.
Yes, exactly.
I have those really big goblet wine glasses that are crystal.
That's right.
That I bring out only on special. They're not everyday wine drinkers. And
How come I've never seen those?
You're not allowed.
Oh, okay.
So
I said my special
Gary
guest.
said the same thing. He drinks his wine at home off of our original glass, and we were just saying, so do I. Geraldine
so do I.
Really?
use our original glass.
Really?
Yeah.
On special occasions, we pull out the nice ones. You know why? You know why?
Is it special?
I had a set of our new glasses at home.
And you broke them up.
They're almost all gone.
Wow.
They break.
I have them at home, and I haven't broken any of them. Neither is mine.
That is
No,
impressive.
We break glasses.
I
So
like
we
those
have to-
glasses. I don't break glasses.
Right. Well,
Rarely
that's great.
do I break a glass.
But we break them all the time, so we use the less expensive, if we break, we're not going to be in too bad a shape glasses.
See, to me, every time, or almost every time, I'm going to have a glass of wine, it's a fairly special situation. I'm there with Maya, I'm there with you guys, and we're having wine. So I want to have the nicest glass. We're going to start off with the nicest wine at the beginning of the night. We're going to degrade. Maybe if it's 11 o'clock at night and we're on our 14th bottle of wine,
Sippy cup?
I don't even... sippy cup.
Straw.
Oh, that's what you use to pour it into my mouth. Yeah, it's okay. So
I agree with you, Ken, but quite
that's,
frankly...
to me, wine is an event to me, almost always. So I want a nice glass for that event.
I
So
agree.
I would never, I wouldn't even drink out of those glasses.
I agree. And I feel guilty at home every time I drink out of those because I see the last 2 remaining nice glasses up there, and I think I'm going to use one of those.
You should always use it.
I know.
It may be the last time you're going to have a glass of wine.
I know.
You just,
You're right.
I think
You're
just
absolutely right.
go with a flat out great, nice crystal glass. Maya and I have some of our glasses that we got from our wedding 30 some odd years ago. And somehow those haven't broken because we use them all the time.
They're crystal.
And they're crystal, they're gold, they're just
nice glasses, yeah, I like that.
they're a unique glass.
So why don't
But,
we, so this is a good question.
most of the time I'm like, okay, this might break this time, but I'm still going to bring it out because it adds, she comes back from teaching yoga and I've set out those 2 glasses and a bottle of wine and she comes in the door and she just, the smile comes on her face. And
would it be accurate to suggest that sometimes you choose not to use those glasses because you do know that the odds are
That's true.
eventually against you?
But it doesn't stop me from using them.
No, but it does sometimes. You just said,
Pretty rare.
Yeah.
Pretty rare. I'm pretty much going to go for what I want at that moment.
Okay. Well,
I'm pretty much just cut.
That is your-
I'm cut. I'm ready to go.
That is
I'm
your,
ready to just
your
go.
mode,
Just
so
grab
that's
it.
Great.
Just grab it and
That's
go.
why we get along so good.
So-
See?
Now,
Matt said that,
now we need to move forward because we're going to run out of time, and we're not going to.
we have 8
We're not
minutes.
going to fit our objective here. We already know.
Matt said he was drinking his Red Scare out of a 32-ounce A&W mug.
Yeah.
I don't
Really?
recommend that, Matt.
Really?
But, you know, if
How's
you
it work?
don't-
How's
if
it work? Is
you
it good?
don't have another choice, then you
I like Red Scare of a
do what
Buddha
you got to
bag.
do, right?
I like Red Scare of a Buddha bag.
So, the next glass that we're up against, we needed one glass that serves both our red and whites correctly, which, you know, we found this. This was great, and we've decided after all this that none of those are going to work from an aesthetic standpoint. So, we may or may not go with this company. So this may be not worthy either, but let's go through the exercise.
Well, we could still go.
We need to choose a champagne flute dessert wine glass. And we're double dipping there. It's for a bubbly. We're going to present Cirque de Strawberry. We're going to use a flute like this, or we're going to pour Deep Blue Reserve. And what we converged on before was this beautiful little glass that really, I think, splits that difference nicely. It's not big enough for me for champagne. It's just way too small for champagne.
that's too small.
You're just constantly filling it,
Yeah.
constantly drinking it.
Bottle, drink, bottle.
But we don't
drink.
pour that much bubbly here, and we
No,
pour
true.
quite a bit of dessert.
Oh, yeah.
And this, I think, does
Really
a
nice
really
one.
nice job on the dessert wines. It's just a beautiful little glass. So, what they have for offering are more along the lines of champagne flute in style from this vendor. And we have 4 of them here.
So that's an interesting question. I mean, I actually like those small glasses as dessert wine glasses. I agree with you. They don't make nice
No, too small
pours.
for champagne.
And if somebody orders a glass of our sparkling rosé, we wouldn't pour it in that because it would be too small.
They
wouldn't be happy.
No, I wouldn't be
Too-
happy either.
No, it's too small.
Yeah.
So we're only using those for dessert. So maybe the strategy would be for us to switch those to only
Do these
dessert.
snap that much? Do we lose a lot of
I
those?
don't think so because they're not used as much.
So maybe we can keep those.
So I'm thinking maybe we keep those for our dessert.
Do we need a bubbly glass?
And
Because if we we could serve bubbly in that.
we could, but we're switching to, we're going to have 3 products. Within the next 2 years, we're going to have 3 champagne quality products. 4, I'm sorry, you're right. That's right, 4. So I think it'd be special if we could serve those in a proper champagne glass. So I do think it would be nice to have that difference.
So all of these glasses, I don't even think we need to even pour something in it.
They're all more or less the same.
I was going down
Just
to get
aesthetics.
more Deep Blue Reserve, but we don't really need to open that at all because it's really about the champagne. And all of these have a small top, as is the vogue for the last 20 or 30 years. You know, in the 60s,
Well,
they were this wide, shallow thing.
This is the irony
is
of the
fascinating.
champagne glass, which I find fascinating. You don't swirl a champagne
No.
glass. The champagne
It's already
bubbles
bubbling. It's
deliver
already
the
delivering
aroma.
all the, yeah.
The glass shape, quite frankly, based on what you just said, the glass shape makes far less difference. There was just as much
It's just about
interest in
aesthetics.
drinking out of a low, flat glass
Yeah.
as there was a tall, thin glass.
Yeah, I've got both.
And many people today, you'll hear recommendations, use your wine glass.
Right.
You don't have a special glass. And I think that's because champagne doesn't require the same nuance in glass because of the way it delivers the aroma. out of
Well,
the glass.
I mean, you think about it, these things are a delivery vehicle.
Yeah.
To shoot the champagne to the back of your throat.
But
You're
you
not
don't-
even,
You don't want to do that, though, because you're supposed to hold the champagne in your mouth, let the CO2
let the
dissolve,
bubbles open up.
let
Right.
the bubbles, and then you
Right.
swallow it
That's-
later. So
that's
you don't want to shoot champagne. It just makes
And there's
you
a lot of
lightheaded.
people in today that will argue against that style. of
I agree.
glass.
Yeah.
I agree.
For that
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
I
because
agree.
they look nice and they have become culturally the celebratory glass.
So I have a suggestion for a future Facebook Live. We have flutes and we have wine glasses and we do bubbly. And we talk about the aspects of bubbly and what that impact is like, because we should make a decision about that and then put that out for everybody who walks in the doors. Because so much of wine is about education, about spreading
Well, I would like
the
to do that
enjoyment.
just because I've never actually had much, taken the opportunity to try different vessels with sparkling. I mean, I've
haven't
tried them
either.
in many, but I've
I
never
haven't
done it
either.
side by side.
It's just a celebratory thing. We had a bottle of champagne last night,
Yeah.
and I took some flute-like glasses out of the cupboard and
Yeah.
poured them into those.
Yeah, it was good.
And then those glasses went away, and we went on to an old red. But I don't know that we couldn't have just poured those in the wine glasses we were going to use later on.
When I'm at your house, I try to use as many different glasses
I
as
know you do. You
possible,
do a
so
good
get
job
to
at that.
watch More.
Did you see our countertop last night when you were leaving?
No.
It was impressive.
Covered
Yeah, it was
with,
pretty
with
impressive.
used wine glasses.
Yeah, there was just 3 of us, and I think there were 20 glasses on the counter and a bunch of different bottles. And
You're gonna have to give your dishwasher.
Sorry.
a
we
raise.
had a '96 Barbaresco,
Wow.
which was still
Young?
had a lot. It was still young.
Yeah, it was.
it was
very good.
amazing.
Yeah. Very
It's
good.
just I love that. It's awesome that fermented grapes can produce things that stick around for decades.
I would say as far as our sparkling wines, like the Lake House, I don't know if the Lake House, Winnipesaukee Rosé,
Yeah.
the sparkling Dolgo crab apple, I serve them in a wine glass. I think that's actually the right vessel for those wines for me.
You don't like the can anymore?
I still serve those in the wine glass.
Okay.
Yeah, pour 'em
So
out
you
of
open the can into the wine glass?
Yeah, unless I just drink it.
Unless it's on the boat.
Matt says he has a whole bunch of 60s style champagne glasses.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
we have
wide
some of
ones?
He's
those in
going
my
to
house.
run a test for us.
Yeah,
See how they
yeah.
work.
I think there's something to that. I think,
I agree.
Well,
with
they're
you.
great for making the champagne waterfall.
yeah,
You stack 'em up and-
Yeah.
And I would agree with Chuck. We have some champagne glasses at home, and I tend now to want to drink the champagne out of the nicer glass.
You know, Maya and I, whenever we have champagne, we pour it into flutes.
Yeah.
We used
But
to.
there's
thinking
2 or
about-
3 of them that
Yeah.
Maya won't drink out of in our cup.
Why?
She just doesn't like them. There's just 2 out of our 8 champagne glasses that she drinks out of. So it is an amazing
So
aesthetic,
there's
the
an
whole
aesthetic,
process.
there's a cultural, there's a feeling, there's a norm, there's something that you're comfortable
Right.
with. So it comes down to a lot of this is a personal choice.
So if you guys had to choose a champagne flute out of these 4 from this vendor to serve our
The one on the left.
bubbly.
Yeah, the one on the left for sure.
This
And
tall-
maybe the one on the far right. But I like bigger.
This is a little bit like an eraser head thing. You know,
Yeah.
it does stick up a little bit high and strange for me.
Hmm.
Kind of like the wine glass. It's a little bit too,
That's the sister one to that.
It-
Oh,
it is.
I
It
know,
is. These-
but I think bigger is better.
you know,
This is never
that would
enough
be
champagne.
the matching set.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
it's it's a eraser head. It's a little weird. You ever see that?
Yeah.
That show? Yeah.
I would go.
I don't
with
know how
Chuck.
that came out of
The
my brain just now.
second choice would be the one Chuck said.
Which one?
On the other end.
This one.
Yeah, I just like that shape.
I like this shape. I think this is very elegant.
Yeah.
I think that's very.
Yeah.
That's a very nice. It's a little bit heavy down here. There's a lot of glass
Which is
in this spot.
partly why it might last. That's
Well,
where
it
the-
might be
that's a
practical
breaking
that way,
point.
but the aesthetic is a little weird
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
I think
But that's nice.
just a for non-thinking, visceral response. I like the one on the left. I like the way it sparkles. I like
Yep.
the way its shape is. I like the straight edges on it.
Yep.
It's just clean.
It definitely stands out for
It
sure.
stands out. It's clean. It's celebratory. It's big. I mean, don't you hate running out of champagne? Well, if you like champagne, and you have this tiny little thing, and if
Oh no, I don't drink out of that. I never
Yeah.
drink champagne out of that. It's always out of something big.
You want to have
we have a couple of
You
big.
want to have a nice glass of champagne. But you're still only going to fill it up to here, so you get the foam settles and you get the
Oh, no.
bubbles.
Sure. What do you mean? We go right up to
You're
there.
going to fill it all the way up there.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Really, I'm coming to your
Right.
house more and drinking champagne.
Well, the ones that Maya will never drink out of, you and I drank out of last night.
Yeah.
Those will hold like half a bottle. Each one.
That's my thing.
I like that. I thought you would like that, but you noticed I only poured half the glass for us
Right.
because Maya likes bubbly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
so-
No,
So
that's the point.
Karen likes the one on the our far right. That one.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
That
a nice
was
one.
for
I like that. It's a very elegant glass. I think that would be nice. But are you thinking of adding a third glass?
No, we're not. We can't.
Oh, okay.
We can't add.
All right, just throwing that question out there
Well, actually,
because
we could, I guess. We have to think about it. We got a lot to think about. It's a lot of decisions. It's not so easy.
It's not
it's
easy at
never
all. I
easy.
get it. That's all we
spent
talk
an hour
about all the
talking about
time.
glasses,
It's an hour talking
and we've,
about
and
That's
we've,
all
and,
we
and
talk
we,
about.
And we haven't really made a decision, have we?
We haven't scratched the surface, which is good.
I don't know about
We
you guys,
want
but
to-
I'm going back to Red Scare because this is just going on.
All right. Well, we're at
How
the
about
end
that?
of our hour, actually.
Really?
Yes.
Hours up.
So
I'm not going to
I
waste
hope
this. Amy.
that you all at home learned something from us. I know we did. Both the discussion around how the wines taste and smell differently from the glasses, but also the aesthetic and a number of other variables got debated here. So this was helpful for me.
Would you like
And
some Red Square? Some Red
Some
Square?
red square?
Red Square.
I love some
Wow.
red square.
That's pretty good.
So, once again, you've all squandered another Monday night with the Hermits here at Hermit Woods, and we thank you for that and appreciate your support. Please keep voting and stay tuned for next week. We haven't decided a show yet, so we'll have to decide a show for next week.
What are we talking? What are we doing next week?
Cheers.
Let's decide
doing,
that.
No, we're doing wine glasses.
We're going to keep it a surprise. So
It's wine glasses.
Tune in next week to learn what we're going to.
He doesn't want to hear my ideas.
Because they tune in
Just-
every week
just
not
a-
knowing what we're going to talk about. So thank you everybody for that. We really
Because we
do
don't know what we're
appreciate
going to
it.
talk about.
So cheers. Have a great night, everybody.
Oh,
We'll
Lake
see
House
you
White.
next Monday.
That's good, huh?
Lake House White.